he can't find her walls, right?
Thank you.
Is it the same thing as you women saying that he has a small size? Would that be equivalent to what you're saying? What would a man do then? Because you said in your example that she would most likely end up stepping out and cheating on him. And so it would be okay for him to cheat on her?
I don't think that it's okay for anyone to cheat on anyone. I just gave a scenario on why a woman might cheat on someone. Okay?
Okay.
I can't tell you if it's the same thing. Maybe you can. I've heard you've had this situation before. I don't know if that's the same thing.
Oh.
Is that something that if you had sex with a woman who you weren't able to find their walls, would that be the worst thing in the world for you? Like horrible sex that you would not want to continue the relationship?
It's that reverse Uno card.
It's not, though. I mean,
I don't know how I can be able to answer that question. I don't know.
okay.
I'm gonna be honest. That was a reverse Uno card.
I know the answer, though. I'm good. I mean,
Oh, well, go ahead and answer, and then I'll give my 2 cents. Sorry about
I
that.
find walls, and
Nigga said, I'm going to find it.
He said, I don't know about the rest of y'all niggas, but
He said, I fit.
Nigga said, my shit is this big.
yeah, and
I'm going to get it.
right.
whenever
Too bad for the rest of y'all niggas. I can't.
Whenever that has happened, she did have a large amount of children. So that was I knew that going in.
I thought that they were tighter. Hold on. Stop it. Let's get some information in
No,
here.
I'm being serious. I'm not being funny. She had 5 children, and I was in there, and I was in there,
Swimming.
but
But
it wasn't her
Just
fault
keep
because
swimming.
and then where are my
Just
kids?
keep
It wasn't her
swimming.
fault, but after that after that, and I was younger at the time. After that, I just said, okay, well, no more 5 women kids.
You mean
5
5
kids
kids, women?
5 women, 5 kids, women's, yeah. 5 women with children. I mean, 5
5?
No more women.
no more
5
women
kid-
with 5 children.
There you go.
Yeah,
Y'all, each one teach one.
yeah. I learned right on the
You
spot.
give him way more grace
Well,
than me.
but
I
so-
noticed that. What is
so-
that about?
So now for the man, so basically you're saying you've experienced before, and from that experience you said, I will not ever take this type of woman serious.
Well, I wasn't taking her serious to begin with because she had 5 kids.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if I were moving forward, I wouldn't be with a woman with more than 3 kids themselves myself.
Specifically because of
Not if it's specifically.
Tender.
what?
Not,
Liberty.
not specifically for
Aaron,
that
too.
reason, but for other reasons too. Like
Okay, well, so now let's just say, and I don't know if it is,
Okay.
or I don't know if it isn't possible for a woman to have the vagina as if she did have 5 kids.
I believe it's. Wait, what?
Like just he's saying like
was born like
physiologically.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
without
Yes.
kids?
Yeah.
You have that?
Yes.
No
Nah,
kids.
Get out of here.
No, but honestly, I've
There's
heard
wide pussy women.
from
What are you
guys.
talking about?
No, I've heard from guys
Yeah.
that after a woman gives birth, it actually gets like tighter.
I don't know.
5
I've heard
times?
that from
Yes.
men.
C-section.
5 times.
Okay, maybe not.
We never answered the question. The question is giving exactly what has just happened before with what we just conversed about.
To converse.
If you had experienced a woman
Yeah.
and you were going to get in a relationship with her, excluding 5 kids, but she had the same vagina experience or vagina that you experienced with the 5 kids,
Yeah.
would you most likely cheat on her, or could you still love her and be with her even though the sex is going to be what you've already experienced?
Again, no. I'm starting with that. Like the sex is going to be kind of like the cherry on top, right? So once we're talking and we're having sex and everything like that, and the shit is trash, I know that's just not for me.
Not gonna go anywhere.
But is it a cherry? Because the cherry on
It's
top
actually
is
like
a
the
bonus.
banana. It's like you need what's
Yeah.
the base?
No,
of
but
the-
I'm saying that the cherry.
you live without the cherry?
20%, and then the cone could be somebody's 80%.
Could
So I'm
you
saying for me,
live without the cherry?
I actually
I love
agree.
sex.
I was
So-
going to say,
It's
I
not a
think that we
cherry.
need to conclude this conversation
There you
in
go.
saying that
Amen.
sex is not going to be on the same on everyone's list.
Mm.
Sex is going to be higher on some people's lists.
Right.
Sex is going to be low.
I said right.
Okay,
I said,
you gave me a look.
I said right too.
Sex is
She's
going to
so-
be sex is going to be lower on other people's list.
She's so
Yeah. And there's some women that actually have smaller vaginas and it's bigger penises more painful for them. So that person He just needs to find her.
True, but again, like they said, like not every woman orgasms from penetration. So either way, you just get up in the hood, tight or not. Like it's there.
Do your thing.
Do your thing.
Yeah,
boy.
again, and I feel like the advice I would like to give to the person that wrote in is be more adventurous in the bedroom with the boyfriend who doesn't satisfy you penetrationally. Statistics say that less than 40% of women will have a clitoral orgasm and less than 20% of women will have a vaginal orgasm with a man.
40%, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, that's pretty low.
What?
That's
It's
pretty-
high as fuck. 40%. So where is she getting? So if there's about 40% that are not getting orgasms from clitoral stimulation, right? Roughly. And that same woman falls in the 20% that I would say about 20% of those women also fall into the same stat of not having orgasms from.
I don't know if they overlap.
Yeah, potentially they could.
Potentially, they'll never know what an orgasm is.
So it's not a man's fault. Wow, got it. The math is mathing, and that's why they're so mad at us.
And that's why if you get creative in the bedroom, use some toys, apply some pressure, you might get what you're looking for, and you might get satisfied that way.
You know what? I just
Sometimes it's not the men's fault.
Damn, that means potentially
Sorry, that
one in five.
in
I
defense.
never thought you would say that. Honestly.
No, that was in defense
I
of
appreciate
men.
it. I'm good. Well, I appreciate it for them.
he said for them lame niggas. I'm not finna have you sit here and act like you know as much as a urologist about this. Come on now. Amanda, you brought up the point of doing more in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
I think on both ends, there's often an inconsistency between what each person wants and what the other person is willing to give or do to make it
Work.
pleasurable for, you know what I'm saying, for both
Yeah.
parties. So I think in saying what you said, we also have to observe and respect the caveat that like a lot of people don't want criticism. A lot of people don't even if it's said like nicely or whatever, like they're not even willing to
Hear the truth.
appreciate any criticism.
But you know
that
what?
is-
That's why women don't like to say things when it comes to sex.
and I understand that, but it's like if we're telling people, hey, like do more or whatever, like I think you also have to consider the question of how do you approach that?
Mm-hmm.
How do you approach it? And we all know our people. So we know their levels of what they can deal with or whatever. But I think both men and women struggle with communicating what their needs
Issues are. Yeah.
And not only communicating what the issues are, because you can't just come with a fucking complaint,
Right.
I don't know if they are also able to verbalize in a particular way that's receptive. Like verbalize that to their partner. Like, this is the problem. This is what I need. How do we get past this?
Mm-hmm.
Or how do we get through this actually? I actually think that's probably the hardest part. Making a complaint ain't the hard part.
Right.
It's actually doing the work to create a solution.
I believe that's simply because the solution is usually in comparison to a previous experience. And most people don't want to be reminded about the sexual encounter that you had with someone else.
But I think that we need to be mature if we care about how to please our partner. So if I know for sure this something works and I'm telling you,
Right.
hey, if you do this, this will work. This will get me to do that. It's not really for you to be like, oh, so the last person was doing that to you. That's what, like, it's just like we got to be mature enough to see past that. Like, yes, it does come from a past experience, but experience is knowledge.
So what have you say to the women that say to men that they want to be slutted out?
I mean, that's a kink.
No. That's
Wait,
not the
I'm
answer
sorry,
to
say it
the
again?
question.
So women's be like, oh, I want to be slutted out. Like they have this honest conversation that you say they should have. And then what? Automatically, he's going to wonder who you've been with, who's been slutting you out before me.
Shouldn't that be his assumption before? She ain't a virgin, is she?
I agree. I'm on your side, but you're saying have a tender
Why are you
conversation.
even posing the question then?
that's
I
not-
mean, no, it's a good question, but I guess I'm confused.
The thing is, Aaron, no.
Wait,
The
can
answer
we answer this question? Yeah.
I was saying, what say you to the women that tell their man they just want to be slutted out if they can't connect that to a previous experience? Because you say, let's just have a regular adult conversation. But automatically, if a woman says, oh, slut me out, I'm going to think, oh, who taught you that?
And you should think.
Cool. I mean, I'm still going to do it, but I'm going to think that. But what say you to that?